Small business owners, now is the time to stop being apprehensive about artificial intelligence. There's a lot of talk about how artificial intelligence is going to take jobs, it's going to take opportunities, it's going to destroy the economic landscape as we know it. Actually, what it's going to do is reshape it. We as small business owners need to embrace artificial intelligence and get it to work for us, to build our businesses, to help enhance our revenues. Right now, there's a massive misunderstanding about artificial intelligence in the business world. And if you look at social media, you see all of these tech founders building complex software arrangements. I mean, it's permeating throughout our society, throughout our economy. You see folk using AI in a limited fashion. They're writing generic blog posts that you can tell are AI in many cases, right? And because of that, most actual business professionals, such as real estate brokers, financial professionals, consultants, service providers, they look at AI in the current landscape and they think, neat toy, but it doesn't change my daily operations. Well, we're going to talk about how to use AI to change your daily operation, to get more life out of your business, to grow that business, make more money, secure more opportunity.
Artificial intelligence is no longer just for big tech companies. New research is showing AI is spreading to main streets across America.
And as John Diaz explains, the tech could be transformative for many small businesses on Long Island.
It was only a few months ago that Richard Comets opened the doors to Northport Books in Suffolk County, and he says artificial intelligence has already become a part of the business plan.
When you start a small business, there's a lot of things that you have to consider, and anywhere you can get some help is super appreciative.
From book recommendations to inventory planning, he says AI helps stretch their budget.
AI makes it so much faster. If we have certain types of books that are selling, to say, find similar books.
And down the street at Hydrangea Home,
these are all soaps. They come from Provence. So
the owner says she uses AI to help with marketing. It's teaching her to build a new website.
I wrote an About Us page, and I am actually going to take that and plug it into AI and just see if how they would refine what I wrote.
According to recent data from the U.S. Chamber of Commerce, 58% of small businesses across the United States say they now use a form of AI, which is up from 40% in 2024 and 23% in 2023. And other surveys suggest that by the end of 2026, another 20% of small businesses will be using AI. To keep up, leaders of the Long Island Association, which represent thousands of small businesses, say it's offering new workshops to help local owners get started.
AI is everywhere. It's coming. It's here. So you can't avoid it. You have to learn to embrace it and figure out how to best utilize it.
Experts warn while AI can be powerful, it's not a replacement for people.
AI does not understand the key of the physical reality, the common sense, the context.
But for businesses small in size, AI may be just a tool to help them think big.
Okay, so now we're talking about AI. I'm old enough to remember the computer revolution, and people were saying, get into computers, but it was real nebulous, and very few people understood how to actually use the computer to grow your business. And remember, growing a business is the objective, okay? AI is actually capable of helping us do that in a major way. I would argue more so than any other tool prior to this point. Now, let's talk about the specific ways to use AI, some specific ways. We're going to take a look at 3 in this episode that you can use right now. Within the next week, you can master these to get your business growing using AI to expand your business. But first, a word from our business.
Yeah!
Life is unpredictable.
Nice man Jackson down here at Top Gun Motor.
We can insure anyone.
For you. It's gonna totally take your breath away. Gonna send you right through the danger zone. Check me. I got a red car. I got black and red too. No money down.
Even him. Get approved. Link in the description.
Keep it rolling.
All right, we're currently living through the greatest shift in business leverage since, I would say, the invention of the computer or the internet. Okay. Maybe the internet, because the internet really democratized things on a real huge scale. Now, this divide is happening right now isn't between humans and, AI chatbots or robots. It's between entrepreneurs who use AI to buy back 20 hours a week and those who are drowning in an administrative grind. They're not using AI, and you're going to see a gap start to form between those two groups, okay? Those who use AI and those who do not. Remember, during the computer revolution, a lot of people got left behind, all right? A lot of organizations. Look, Sears, they used to be the biggest purveyor of retail catalogs in the world. Where are they now, right? It's all about Amazon because they knew how to, they really knew how to capitalize on the technology. So you need to start thinking of AI not as a chatbot, but as an actual team of specialized executives working for 20 bucks a month. Okay, that's approximately how much you would pay if you get the premium AI or most of these platforms. So today we're going to skip the theory, skip the hype, and I'm going to show you the exact 3 AI tools you need to master this week, how they apply to actual revenue generating professions, and how to use them to scale your business without increasing your headcount. Because remember, the most expensive aspect of a business is that human resources piece, right? All right, let's start with tool number 1. We'll call it the reasoning engine. Okay, you know this as, say, ChatGPT or Claude 3.5 Sonnet or even Google Gemini. But if you're running a business, you need to stop using those tools for simple text or simple graphic generation. You need to go beyond that. Okay. So instead, your primary operational framework for these types of tools should be data and document auditing. All right. Now we're going to start to use these things as an actual administrator in your business. Okay. To start saving you some time. Time is money. So if we can save you some time, you can devote that time to a higher and better use, capturing clients, okay, going out there and lead generating. So you don't need to be a data scientist. You just drag and drop a file into a chat. That's what we're talking about here. And in terms of lead generation, we're going to get to some of that later because you can automate AI to do that for you as well. So let's look at a real world scenario for an independent management consultant or boutique agency owner. You can get a little bit more granular and make it, somebody in the real estate field or a funeral home owner. That's a business where people are dying to get in. But look, you are pretty much preparing a pitch for a major client, okay? And they send you a mountain of messy, unorganized, rather raw data, financials, employee surveys, or operational bottlenecks. This can be linked back to the video we did about opening up a fractional consulting business. Okay, so this could help you with that. I'll link to that later. And well, here, take a look at it now. I know it's going to obscure my face for a minute, but let's just run with it. Okay, check this video out after you watch this video. Okay, in any event, instead of spending 3 days billing hours just to sort through all of this data that this client has sent you, you drag that spreadsheet or PDF directly into, say, Claude. Then you prompt it with a clear professional context. And here's where I want you to understand something very powerful. You used to have Cobalt, all of these different programming languages. With AI, now the programming language is English. All right. So the prompt that we're going to write here is act as an elite corporate strategist and CFO. Analyze this operational data. Identify the top 3 hidden revenue leaks. Calculate the projected cost savings of fixing them. and format this into an executive summary I can present to a CEO. That's the prompt you're going to write. Look, in about 30 seconds, the AI is going to parse thousands of cells, flag the exact bottlenecks, and structure a premium boardroom ready analysis. Now, if you're a real estate investor, you can drop a complex commercial lease agreement into the chat and say, and prompt it to find the hidden liabilities, escalation clauses, and termination penalties. Now the tool is ChatGPT or Claude. Your homework this week, we got to put this stuff into action. It can't be just theory. So your homework this week is to stop asking these tools general questions. Upload a completed document from your business and let it act as a senior analyst. Let the tools, the chatbots in this case, act as a senior analyst. Get into the frame of mind where you are doing this in order to bring more efficiency to your business. Okay, once you have your core strategy down, you need real-time, hyper-accurate information. Now that brings us to tool number 2, Perplexity. Traditional search engines like Google, they're dead for business research. And I know you had to have encountered this. If you search for market trends on Google, you have to dig through pages of sponsored ads, generic SEO articles, outdated blogs. This can literally take hours depending on what you're searching for, okay? Look, Perplexity. This is an AI powered research engine that bypasses all that noise. What it does is it scrapes the live web, reads current white papers, news feeds, financial filings. It synthesizes the exact answers that you're looking for into an executive brief. And it tags every single sentence with a clickable source link. Now let's apply this to a digital marketer or a business broker. So imagine you're trying to land a lucrative contract with a local logistics company, just as an example. Okay, you can put it into terms you understand from the perspective of your business. Before the meeting, you go into Perplexity and you type, what are the top 3 supply chain bottlenecks facing mid-sized logistics companies in the Mid-Atlantic region right now? What are their primary competitors charging in terms of the fees, right? And what industry data from the last 12 months proves this pain point? Cite sources. All right, in about a few seconds, Perplexity is going to build a highly specific market research report. And when you walk into that pitch meeting, you aren't guessing. Okay. So you have real time data on their exact operational pressures and competitor pricing models. Think about how impressive it would be to sit down and present something that succinct and being able to address their need without, a whole lot of questioning and, just getting right to the heart of the matter. So look, just like in most things, knowledge is leverage. Perplexity is going to allow you to turn hours of exhausting market analysis into a 5-second brief, allowing you to show up to every client meeting with enterprise grade intelligence. Think about how far above the pack that's going to put your business. Okay, the first 2 tools give you the intelligence and the strategy. But now this third tool is where your profitability scales because it replaces manual labor with automation. And I am telling you, I'm a big fan of this one. The tool we're talking about is make.com. Okay, so think of make.com as digital plumbing for your business. Now, you may have heard there are many applications that can do this, but I'm telling you right now, I have worked with using AI to help me put together these structures that we're about to talk about. And this is where a lot of magic happens in your business, helps you lead generate and reach new clients. So, as a professional, right, your days are basically dominated by administrative friction. Okay. I know how it is. You start something at 7 o'clock in the morning, you look up, it's 1 o'clock, right? So a lead fills out a form. This is an example of one of the things they may be happening in your business. You then manually copy their information into a CRM. Okay. Draft a follow-up email to them, check your calendar, send a booking link, create a client profile. Now, all that manual labor, that manual loop is the exact reason why service providers such as yourself hit an income ceiling, because you just run out of hours in the day. How do we force multiply our efforts using AI? Well, make.com is going to connect your tools visually using simple drag and drop nodes. This allows the system to talk to other aspects of the system and pass data along automatically. All right. You're automating this process again so you can go out and endeavor in a higher use, a more lucrative, more productive use of your time. All right, so let's do this. Let's actually look at a workflow for a consulting firm or some specialized agency. Again, just put it in the mind of whatever it is your business is. Using make.com, you can build a pipeline that triggers all of this completely in the background. All right, the moment a high value lead fills out the intake on your website, right? Make.com captures the text and it passes it to, say, the ChatGPT API. Okay. ChatGPT then reads their business profile and drags a completely customized, highly relevant context brief for your upcoming discovery call to that potential client. Make.com automatically then uploads that brief into your CRM under the client's profile and immediately sends a personalized confirmation email to the prospect with your specific calendar link on it. That way they can then pick a time that you have available to engage in this consultation. Now, all of that happens in seconds, and you can be out working with an existing client while that is occurring, right? Getting some instruction from a seminar on how to build your business even bigger. The point is, you can be engaged in your highest and most lucrative use while the background is being handled by the automations enabled by AI. You don't need to be able to write code. You just link these visual bubbles together, okay? And by automating the operational grind, you buy back 15 to 20 hours a week, all right? That gives you the capacity to take on more revenue generating clients without burning out. Now, the other way you can do this is if you have an app like Go High Level, for example, right? You can use AI to create the emails that you'll send out, instruct you on how to build the flows, for example, instruct you on how to build the landing pages, the whole 9 yards. So that's another way you can use another derivation of that technique. So look, this shift in the economy right now, dealing with the AI, it's about technology, sure. Um, it's also about business model leveraging. We have to use these tools while we can. We cannot just succumb to this notion that AI is going to destroy the world as we know it. No, we got to roll with the punches. We got to get out there in this stream of history and swim for our lives. We got to learn this stuff and get it working for us. Okay. So the entrepreneurs winning today, they're not smarter. They're not working longer hours for sure. They're simply building software infrastructure to handle overhead tasks. Okay. So don't feel like you need to build a massive automated enterprise by tomorrow afternoon. Your objective this week is to choose one tool. Okay. Choose one of these that we went through. Go to the preferred AI platform of your choice and upload a client contract. Go to Perplexity and audit a competitor's offer, or open make.com and look at their visual templates. And I don't care what kind of business you have, right? Once you see how easy these systems are to operate and take the weight off of your shoulders, your capacity to generate wealth will scale completely. And also keep in mind, you don't even need to own a business right now. You can be in a mode where you're thinking about starting a business, right? And you can use these tools to help you get it started and then scale it. So, look, I need you to share this information. We got to end this stigma of people being, afraid of this AI wave that we're experiencing. We have to get more people involved in leveraging this technology to build their businesses and achieve financial success. More to come, much more to come on this issue. This is our next series of how to navigate this very complex, evolving economy with more opportunities in it than we have ever seen before in human history. I'll talk to you soon.